So go.realadvisors.com. This is what the page will look like. Fill out the simple form. It's a very simple two-step process to get signed up, and we'll get you in the program right away. Yeah, Jason Howell was just talking to Chris Kelly about Jason Howell last week. Two of our top mastermind members. Love the guy. So hey guys, Dolmar, I agree with you 100%. Focus on the follow-up. I'm doubling down on follow-ups right now and just locked up a deal today for $25,000 lower than someone who was stuck at a higher price point 6+ months ago. I cannot tell you enough. The sellers are getting more motivated by the day, by the hour. This craziness is going on and on. People are getting laid off every single day because of their jobs. Businesses are going out of business. Businesses are going to go bankrupt. Motivation is going up every day. Why? Because the sellers are going to want to sell their houses because they need to get cash, right? They're worried. They don't know how long this is going to last. So motivation is going up. I encourage you to go back, look at your leads that were on the fence. Go back to leads that flat out said no, right? I would encourage you, without spending any more money on marketing, go rework some of your leads that you had from the past and see where that motivation has gone up. If there's any motivation in your existing database in leads that you have right now. So thank you, Adrian, for sharing that. Can you guys send a copy of this recording? Yes. How do you adjust your buyers list in this situation as wholesalers? Leah, I'll let you answer that. How do we adjust our buyers list in this situation as wholesalers? I assume he's worried that wholesalers, as a wholesaler, buyers may back out of deals and they're scared to buy. So how would you adjust your buyers list?
Got it. If you take the 80-20 rule, I found that wholesaling is more like 90-10 or 95-5. Talk to the 5. Talk to the 5% of your buyers who are actually buying. For people with huge buyers lists, it's probably like 0.1%. But talk to your top 10 VIP buyers. Make sure you understand what they're buying today. See if any of their buyer preferences have changed. But pivot your business around people who are buying today, not around what you think might happen. So if you want a sure shot, make sure you understand who's buying. The easiest place to start is your own buyers list. So make sure for those who are existing operators, go to your top 10 buyers, talk to them, have a conversation with each one of them, be market driven. On top of that, update your public record search. Look at the appraiser site, see who's bought properties in the last couple weeks. That's going to be an issue in some places where the internet's a little bit slower than the internet. So if you can, depending on where you are, you may need to go down to their building and actually pull those records direct. Make sure that you understand how to pull data on who's buying today. But the easiest place, the lowest hanging fruit, send that email to your buyers list. Say, we want to help you through this time. Tell me what you're buying. Tell me what you want to buy, where you want to buy it, what price. Why wouldn't you do that? When you think about it at a very simplistic level, you create leads, you then put stuff under contract, and then you sell it. Or in some cases, you may rehab it and then sell it if you're trading an asset. Or you might buy it, rehab it, and rent it. It's not that complicated. You've essentially got a pre-acquisition, acquisition, and dispo component to your business. If you can cut out the dispo where you already know it's sold because you know what they're buying, where they're buying, what price they're buying, then you can focus on acquisition. So that's going to be key in adjusting your buyers list. Cater your purchases to your buyers. That way you're chasing sure shots and instead of chasing, a guess and hoping if you lock up what you think is a good deal, there may be no buyers for that good deal. Buy what you know people want to buy from you. That's specifically what we're doing and what you should too. And just to bring it back, because we buy nationally, and so our seller direct platform is statewide in Florida. So what we're focusing on is the hottest markets in the state. So specifically, we're going where there's a lot of liquidity and lots of different types of buyers. We're buying less in tertiary markets, secondary and tertiary markets. We're buying a lot more in primary markets because that eliminates risk. If I've got a landlord, I've got an institutional landlord, a mom and pop flipper, an institutional flipper, a regular retail, wholesale cash buyer, and a retail buyer. If I've got all of those, and an international buyer, if I've got all of those buyers in one place, you're going to find that the price is not going to be as affected as you are in a secondary or tertiary market. We've got a lot less buyers. So that's what we're doing, is focusing on sure shots, places with lots of buyers, and that way then we have liquidity and we've got options. That's specifically on our statewide model, what we're doing.
Oh my God, I am being, this is such a hot topic right now. I'm being flooded. Like, look at this. I got 40 something text messages. People that know me are texting me questions. We have 41 on here, 24 on Facebook. So let's get through this fasterly because I want to make sure we address as many people's concerns as possible. We got Ashley Molina, one of my favorite people, already a student with us. Should we buy more data and marketing or use what we have in our system right now?
Okay, so repeat that question again, because I'm getting my friends all the way from making fun of me to making helpful suggestions. So can you repeat that again, please?
Yeah, so Ashley Molina asked, should we buy more data and marketing or use what we already have in our system?
I think first of all, you want to assess buyer demand, Ashley. And by the way, it was good spending a couple of days with you in Puerto Rico. You and your team are awesome. I really enjoyed your company. What I would do though, is when we talk about stabilizing, you don't want to go mad on anything, right? Because we're talking about restricting expenses. The first thing you need to do is get a lay of the land on what your current strategy is. If it's a wholesale strategy, which I believe you have, you want to talk to your buyers. The first thing I would do is get on the phone tomorrow morning and call all my VIP buyers. So if I'm giving you specific tools, again, I want to make sure that you guys know what you need to do before next Friday. You'll just really go deeper on those topics next Friday. But assess your buyer demand, understand what your buyers want, then you know where to direct your marketing dollars. I don't believe in shotgun marketing. I believe in very pointed marketing with extra effort. So I go a lot deeper on the leads I want to convert rather than going the same effort on all the leads. So hopefully that answers your question. I know we're trying to move through the questions on tonight's webinar, but that's what I would do before you start spending shotgun marketing dollars on lists and just spending more money on marketing in general.
Awesome. Quick shout out, by the way, I'm getting text from our team. Congratulations to the people signing up. So Danny, Dan, Chastity, Sky Druba, I love you, brother. I appreciate you. He's a huge supporter. James, Judy, all welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Excited to be working with you. So next question here is, would you recommend lowering marketing expenses right now?
I would go back to my previous answer on that. Because if your marketing is producing an ROI, that's a knee-jerk reaction, right? Why would you want to cut off? And by the way, in the info space, we got the same thing. You know, sometimes, you know, go through cash cycles and be like, well, should we turn off leads? Like, why would you turn off your revenue? So my question to you is, if your marketing today or up until last week, if we want to be specific on this, was producing an ROI, why would you want to change that without having real data or reason to do that? So it's the same question I gave to Ashley, the same solution. Figure out what your current buyers are buying. Again, send out an email blast. Talk to your customers. Figure out what your customers want, then make decisions based on that. If everyone says the sky's falling and running for the hills, you may want to then reduce your buyers list. But ultimately, I would also say that those responses are probably not coming from true professionals in the market. And so what you are going to find from your VIP buyers, just like I found from mine, just like I found from my lenders, just like I found from my contractors, some of them are in hibernation, preparing for the next zombie apocalypse, and some people are just business as usual, want more work. So I've seen a mixed bag. You're going to find the same thing, but listen to your customer. Don't make decisions based on the news. The news isn't going to put revenue in your business. Your buyers will. And so that's why I strongly encourage you, don't take knee-jerk reactions. Now, things you can cut out, unnecessary spending. So unnecessary spending on things that don't produce an ROI is what you want to cut.
Lee, what's an example of that you're cutting out of your business?
It's a good question. I liquidated a depreciation asset right now, a $200,000 AMG. So right now that's being liquidated. So that would be an example of that. I think that liquidating cash properties that have a long revenue cycle on them, as far as long projects that have a wholesale margin. So we've wholesaled a couple houses now that we brought in through acquisitions. We had options. We could wholesale them for profit, say 20 grand, or we could rehab them for 50. Would rather wholesale them for 20, bring in liquidity. But as far as lowering expenses, you know, I'm just looking around, you know, that labor obviously is the obvious one. Now, that's a painful topic because, you know, for those of you watching this with your team, if you have labor on your team, A, that's not needed, B, not producing an ROI, you need to look strongly like that. When we look at overhead and you look at G&A in a business, one of the biggest components of that is going to be labor. So it may not be a popular topic, but that's a place I would look. Do you have a team of 10? You need a team of 9. Do you have a team of 3? And you need a team of 2. I'm phrasing this as I'm talking to business owners, and this is the reality of what we need to talk about. You know, you talk to you just look around for unnecessary spending. Are you going out and eating out every day, spending a bunch of money eating out at restaurants? I mean, that can add up to thousands of dollars a month. Unnecessary bank expenses. I mean, if you look around in your business, essentially look at what you're spending your money on, both personally and professionally. If you have, if you're cutting out any fat, make sure that you take an honest look at that. But I will say this, as unpopular as labor is probably going to be top of the list of one of the things that you can cut if you have any kind of a sizable operation.
Awesome. I also want to welcome Frank from Tacoma. Welcome to the family, and again, text as they come. Next question here is from Kelly Pitts, another client in our program. But Kelly has a question here, Lee. Where can I find investors who aren't afraid to buy right now?
I suggested that before. I just want to make sure I reiterate this, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. It's really down to, Patton. So Patton Gibson, if you're watching this, you're awesome, but your comments are distracting. I love you though still. Anyway, Kelly, I don't know what to tell you guys. Let me get back on track here. So I would be interviewing my buyers. Again, I'd be calling my VIPs, and I want to make sure that I'm emailing my buyers list and let them know you're here for them. Said, my business is dead without you. Tell me what you want to buy and I'll go find it for you. Market-driven approach. That's it. We have to be market-driven. I would definitely be instituting both of those things. Call my VIPs, emailing my buyers, and letting them know that you're still buying, and you just want to make sure that you're homing in on exactly what they're buying today, and make sure that you get that information. You want to get that feedback from your customers. You know, our competition's falling like flies. We're still buying. You can be even a little bit bold in your marketing. And I've seen a lot of that come through my email. And I think it's good. I think that people are just moving forward with their business. I think some of it's a little bit aggressive, perhaps insensitive. So you're going to have to strike a balance where you're not, looking like you're just trying to take advantage of people. But ultimately, you want to solicit a response from your buyers. Tell me what you're buying. Tell me how I can serve you. Tell me exactly what I need to do. And again, you cut out the dispo. All you're trying to do is cut out the dispo and focus on acquisitions. Then need to know where you can cut out your marketing dollars, redirect your marketing dollars, or spend more marketing dollars. When you talk about pruning a business, ultimately you want to cut out what doesn't work and do more of what does work. So my answer is never to do more or do less. It's figure out what's working, what's not working, which sources are producing, which sources are not, which zip codes or areas or asset types are making money, which ones are not, and cut off the stuff that's not working, spend more money on stuff that is working.
All right, so George here has a question. I own 6 houses. 4 of them are on the market and they're not moving. 2 of them I haven't started renovations on yet, and I don't know if I should even start with the uncertainty that's out there. What would you recommend I do? Should I reduce the price to at least get my money back, or should I refinance and rent them out? How long do you think this will last?
A lot of questions there. So you were talking about assets that you currently own where you're feeling skittish about them?
Yeah, he has 6 houses. 4 of them are already on the market, but neither of them are moving. And 2 of them, it sounds like he wants to start rehabbing them, but unsure about starting the rehab because of the uncertainty, and wants to know if he should at least reduce the price to get his money back or refinance them and rent them out.
It's down to your purchase price. If you've truly bought a property correct, you can wholesale it or you can retail it. So if you, based on current market conditions in your market, if you are seeing a slowdown, you probably should wholesale them, but you should also be able to sell them at a profit. If you can't wholesale something at a profit, you probably haven't bought it right. The lower you buy, the more options you've got. My same answer would be on a refi. If the asset type makes sense, it's rehabbed correctly, and you can cash flow on it, and you can get a loan at 70% or less of market value, which is typically what a refi lender is going to let you at, because you run into what's called debt covered service ceiling, which means over around 70, possibly 75%, you're not going to be able to cash flow on it from a lender standpoint as far as their risk tolerance goes, which means if you can refi it out, get your money out, and cash flow in the asset, it's in an area that's not a war zone, because I don't buy and hold in war zones. It's cash flowing. It's in a neighborhood that has a chance of going up. It's in a neighborhood that actually is a financeable asset and surrounded by financeable assets. Sure, that'll take some risk off the table because you can put 10-year plus debt on it. It means you can cash flow, and it's a problem you don't have to deal with. But if you're upside down on the house and you got to bring cash to close, you may be throwing good money after bad. And a lot of these options and lack of options all occur at the time of the purchase. That's the variable you can control. So you need to take an individual look at individual assets, and I've given you a guideline on how I would make those decisions. Now, conversely, if you got a big margin on your flip, yeah, lower it and sell it. Just get rid of it. But don't be sitting around in a house that is out of market price. The market's pretty sensitive. For those of you who don't know, once you're within 10% of what the asset will trade at in the retail market, we're talking about a property you bought, sold, fixed up, bought, fixed up, and are trying to sell. Realtors won't even show it. Buyers won't even look at it until it's in about 10% of where they think it should be. So the longer you take to get down to that 10%, the asset becomes stale. And in a buyer's mind, their question is, and the realtor's question is, well, what's wrong with it? You don't want people to ask those questions. You want to get into the selling zone, regardless of the coronavirus or whatever else is coming. You always want to position your asset day one in that selling zone. So it's getting showings, it's getting action, it goes under contract quicker, it does not become a stale listing, and you'll end up selling it today for more money you'll sell it tomorrow if you price it according to the market instead of putting it at an absurd price with a strategy to lower it. You're just shooting yourself in the foot doing that.
Great question. A great answer, Lee. Let us know if that was helpful, George. Rob Isabel doesn't believe your bronchitis story, by the way, Lee. He wants to know when you're going to be cured by the coronavirus.
Hold my beer. Hold my beer.
All right, so while Lee's doing that, we have another question here. It keeps coming in about the title companies. What to do if title companies are closed? Okay, that's for you, Rob. So what to do if title companies are closed? Here's the thing, guys. Lee talked about this earlier. I would be executing option contracts right now. He talked about option contracts helps to buy time. And so at least, just like we do with short sales, keep filling your pipeline with deals. Your acquisition strategy does not stop. This is not going to last forever. What we're going through right now is not going to last forever. So keep filling your pipeline with deals, option contracts. And when title companies are able to transact again, well, guess what? It's time to start showing houses and getting those deals pushed through the selling process. So just because that happens, and if it does happen, do not stop your acquisition process. Next question here is, where is it? I keep hearing Lee talk about raising capital. What are you raising capital for specifically right now?
Sure. So a lot of the big tool in our tool belt right now, especially considering everything that's going on, I understand you just lost your job. I understand you're already having financial difficulties. I understand you have no money coming in. We'll cash you out and close this week. We've got properties 20 and 30 cents in the dollar by being able to close this week. There's not a lot of wholesalers that will close this week. Just so you guys know, I'm positioned where I put property under contract today. I'm closing tomorrow. That's like literally a few hours ago. We set a closing for tomorrow, and we got the capital in tonight for tomorrow. And this is why capital is important. Capital can allow you to buy at gigantic discounts. When you think about the cost of capital on a wholesale deal, probably 2 to 5%. That's going to be global costs, points, closing costs, etc. In fact, if you can flip it quick, you'll find you can even get your recording money back depending on what state you're in. They won't even have their mortgage recorded by the time you flip it. So that's something that's interesting to note. And so if you can buy something at a 10, 20% discount and have to pay 2 to 5% for that capital, why wouldn't you want to do that? Capital is what gives you options. Not only does buying stuff below market value, capital is what makes the real buyers in today's market be head and shoulders above their competition. As I'm looking out this webinar tonight, still got almost a couple hundred people on here. I guarantee you I can compete with you at a higher level if you don't have cash, because I can confidently walk into a seller going, well, what are they offering you? Well, they said they've got a 30-day contract and they can, they want a 15-day inspection or whatever. I'll say, I'll close in 2 days. Just kind of shuts that argument up. You talking to a seller with no money, no income, is freaking out about coronavirus, and you tell them you can close tomorrow, we are currently getting massive discounts for that. So that's where capital is important. You need liquidity. Liquidity gives you options just like equity. And there's different kinds of capital. You want term capital, you want to make perm, you want to make sure that you can roll your bridge loans into perm for 10-year plus financing, which will get you through any market cycle. but you also need that, I call it today money, right now money. You need that for those deals where you can beat your competition hands down every day by being able to snap your fingers, close a property, and have the wire come into you. That's extremely important. There's plenty of people that have taken a beating on the stock market. Where do you raise capital? Find out who in your network is taking beating on the stock market. And that's a great place because they want to reposition their capital into something safe. If you're putting a first mortgage lien on a property bought at a wholesale price with a reputable operator, that sounds like a no-brainer if you want predictability in my book. So there's plenty of capital out there. This goes back. We talked about this before. The transfer of wealth, biggest transfer of wealth in history happened last market cycle. Same thing's going to happen again. You can either have the money come in your pocket or you can watch it leave your pocket. And I choose to have the money come to me. And I'm really encouraging you to change your mindset. And that may sound silly, the money's not going to come to you. You need to do strategic things to force that money to come to you. But that's the choice. You can do nothing, let the money leave your wallet, or you can do strategic things in your business and let the money come to you.
Absolutely. I mean, this is like one of the biggest once in 10 lifetimes kind of an opportunity to build generational wealth right now. For many of you, it's your first time. So Tim Brott said it best is don't squander a recession. This is the time when millionaires and billionaires are made. And if you know how to, if you have the right knowledge and information and the right plan to be able to strategize and survive the times and then capitalize and thrive, you will make a lot of money and profit handsomely. Couple questions on the training next week. It is 2 days. It will be recorded. Asking questions on creative financing. Yes, we're going to go over all those different things. That's a little tip right there. And just one of the things that we'll be talking about to adapt to the market we're in right now. So Lee talked about it on this call as well, is creative buying, creative selling. And we're telling you what to do, what we're going to be doing. Now we got to talk about how we're going to do it next week. Tip coming in here. Yes, print out all of your leads from Podio just in case electricity goes out or loss of the internet. That's a bit extreme, but print out all the leads because follow-up is key. We're making sure that everyone follows up in our system, even if they were not interested before. I mean, this is from an active, experienced investor as well that's chiming in and sharing that tip. Again, I can't stress that enough. So regardless of what your income is, finances, for marketing, it doesn't matter. Right? There's opportunities right now in your existing database. Let's see here. I'm trying to go through this where I'm not asking the same questions because people ask the same questions in different ways about buyers. Lee has addressed that and beat that up pretty much already. I purchased it 2 days. So welcome, Quentin. Welcome, Sarah, Ron, John, all people enrolling in the 2-day training. Welcome. How long would you put on your option contracts, Lee? Considering the possibility of maybe a shutdown or a lockdown, whatever you call it, how long would you suggest people put, as far as time frame to buy time, would you suggest people put on their option contracts?
On an option contract, 10 years. And that may sound extreme, but if you got an asset that someone's scared to death of and you're willing to put an option contract and guarantee a sale, that may sound ridiculous and things are not quite there yet today. But when things are like bottom barrel, my mentor taught me to put 10-year option contracts. And I said, why? He goes, the same reason you want to put 10-year plus financing, you can ride out any market. So we're not quite at a 10-year option today. And by the way, I don't want to freak people out, but what you want to do is 6 months to a year. I've seen, especially on commercial properties, we just had that talk in Puerto Rico where Sharif shared that with us. And he's doing 6 month to 1 year options with an option to renew, by the way, in case he still wants to hedge against risk and make sure that he can extend the option contract. So 6 months to a year would be my answer today on something that's riskier, where you've got a seller that really is just feeling uneasy about the asset. And when the crap hits the fan, if and when that happens, then, I mean, anything's up for grab. People just want predictability. They want the property taxes off their table. They want the risk of insurance, whatever the holding costs are. When someone literally wants to run the other way, they'll basically sell your property at any price as long as it stops going from being a liability to being an asset, which allows you to pick up stuff with a low option price, a low option deposit, and then allows you then to ride that out and experience that uptick in the market when the appreciation comes back. So it's really That answer lengthens depending on how bad the market conditions are.
Awesome. One of the members here sharing that their lender is still lending. I know there's concerns about lenders bailing, especially for their buyers. Huh?
I'll tell you 3 conversations. 1, are you scared? No. Okay, fine. The other 2, can you fund 2 properties tomorrow? One for 450 and 70. Yes. The other one, can I pull my capital back, or is that going to cause you an issue? It's going to cause me an issue. And actually that conversation was yesterday. He said, okay, let's just work through this together. And then I want to pull some capital off the table. I've had another lender on the same, it was a West Coast lender, unnamed. They said, we're only doing purchase over refi, and they killed my refi that was supposed to close tomorrow. So that's real-time information on real lenders that are lending to me today. It's a complete mixed bag depending on who you talk to. That's why you should talk to people. Find out who's lending, who's not lending. You don't want to get a deal and then find out you got no capital, no liquidity. You don't want to lock up a property that you think your VIP buyers got and they've ran for the hills and they're hiding in the mountains of Georgia. I mean, you want to make sure that you understand who's still buying, who's not buying, what they're buying, what price points, what the sentiment is. This is a time to come together, especially with the people that make your business run. Money and deals and buyers make your business run. So make sure you know where the money's coming from. Make sure you know where the deals are coming from. Make sure you still have buyers that are buying. And once all 3 are running, then now you have a business. And obviously you want to have multiple sources of each.
Yeah, a couple more questions coming in about the training next week. It's Saturday and Sunday, so it's 2 days, 4 to 5 hours each day. Again, guys, to go to one of Lee's events or even Steven's boot camp, you can get in for less than $5,000. So to get them for 2 days, March 27th and 28th for $200, it's pretty cheap. Again, just go to go.realadvisors.com. The website's here, go.realadvisors.com. Phone number is 813-906-0909. If you want to talk to one of our reps live, they're standing by the lines right now. Give them a call. This is what the website looks like. Very simple 2-step process to get going. For those of you just joining the line, because we got people on Facebook, Zoom, Instagram, all over, this is a 2-day training. We will be answering your questions. It will be open, interactive, engaging. We're going to go deep on your questions. What we talked about on this training today, this free training, was what our plans are to adapt to the existing climate that we're in. What we as active investors, what is our exact plan? And on that 2-day training next week, Friday and Saturday, we're going to show you how we're going to do it, specifically how we're going to do it. So this is a live training, open Q&A format. We're going to go deep into your question, no stone left unturned, and we're going to address the specific situation and concerns that you have in your business right now. You're growing pains. If you're growing your business, if you're just getting started, we'll help you as well. And we'll help you put together an exact game plan for your market and your current circumstances based on where you are in your business. So this is 2 days from well, I'm included as well, but I love talking about the other guys because they're rock stars, right? So from 2 really, really top operators, Lee Kearney, who's done thousands and thousands of transactions, dwarfed him. I've done well over 1,000 transactions myself, but he's done thousands upon thousands of them. And you got Steven Morales, who's a genius when it comes to closing deals over the phone, and has trained through our events hundreds and hundreds of people on how to do that, exactly that. So 2 amazing guys. Go to go.realadvisors.com right now. I'm looking at questions coming in everywhere. Go.realadvisors.com to sign up right now. Call the number. Get going before we reach our limit. So this is the page. Again, go.realadvisors.com. Now, next question here. Oh, Michael, I just started the training with Steven, and I will be purchasing the 2-day boot camp as well. Awesome, awesome. What is your opinion on direct mail during these times? Here's the thing. I'll answer that. I think some of the top investors that we've been talking to, I've been talking to specifically, they're actually getting ready to ramp up their direct mail camp. Actually, not get ready. They're ramping up their direct mail campaigns right now. Again, I told you that buyers' motivation is changing every day. So they're ramping up. They're not running scared. They're ramping up marketing efforts. So if they have the capital to do that, they're ramping up their marketing efforts. If you're low on cash and you don't have the liquidity to last you the next 3 months, here's what I'll be doing. I'll be cutting expenses. I'll be watching exactly what I'm spending my money on, because money saved here can be better spent here in marketing efforts to generate leads. So watch what you're spending money on. Get rid of all the unnecessary spending. That money saved can be put into better use. So the top investors that I've been talking to, us included, like looking at Lee, right? They're doubling up. They're ramping up their marketing efforts to be able to touch and get outreach to these homeowners whose motivation is changing all the time. Now, here's the thing. If there is a shutdown, if things go south, even worse, then there may be some disruption, temporary disruption in some marketing like direct mail. So a lot of the top investors I know are still doing direct mail. Again, the conversion changes per market, but they're doing high volume, especially right now. And so direct mail is a great marketing strategy. But yeah, if a shutdown happens, then it will disrupt some of the flow of getting mail out. And so there are other marketing things that you can do. But again, don't discount follow-up and other different outreach strategies that you can be implementing right now to reach out and contact your leads. All right, so I'm getting more people signing up. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go.realadvisors.com. Go.realadvisors.com, or call the number if you want to talk to someone. Let's see. Oh, my God, this is a book of a question. What kinds of properties are you interested in? What zip codes? Oh, this person is trying to get our criteria. So we'll address that offline. How can you get started? Okay, we answered that already. What marketing strategies do you recommend right now, Lee?
The marketing strategies we're using, we are cold calling, but again, my strategy is very direct on people that I believe can sell and need to sell. And then what we're trying to find out is, out of that list, people that want to sell. I don't believe in shotgun marketing, in going after people for a cash purchase when they're upside down. You can have a short sale come out of that, and that's a whole different pipeline. But I really want to identify the most desperate sellers with the most amount of equity, and then I want to really go hard on going after those people. That's where you can spend more marketing. You can spend more marketing dollars and more research dollars on targeting the right people, instead of spending the same marketing dollars on basically everybody. And you've got a much weaker attack instead of a really coordinated attack on the right kind of sellers. That's really what our approach is. So we do. We actually create our own list. For those of you who don't know how to do that, that's a whole strategy that I teach. We then can go on top of that. You can buy a list, but the key is to scrape out the people, or scrub out the people that don't meet your criteria. You want to get rid of your nose and spend more money and more time and effort on following up with the right people. That way, then you're directing your dollars in the right place, instead of just directing a lot of dollars, having a high cost per lead, having a low conversion, which ends up to a high converted lead cost. You want to make sure that you have lower cost per lead, higher conversion, and that leads you to a lower converted lead cost. So it's about being targeted. Those who are specialists in this industry will thrive. Those who just take a shotgun, mud against the wall approach are going to get gobbled up in a market like we're seeing today.
All right, guys. So for the sake of time, we're running out of time here, and I know, Lee, you got to run. Belinda Henry, one of my other favorite people, and her husband, Jeff Henry. Belinda said they've seen no slowdown in their business. They're actually closing 3 deals this week. Title companies and lenders are going virtual. By the way, we're seeing that across the board in every industry. Everyone's going virtual. In fact, even us as an education company, we're starting to go virtual with our trainings, slowing down on live events and going virtual. So yeah, companies are trying to figure out how to adapt to the entire situation going on so business can still continue. So this is temporary as well, but yeah, there's no slowdown in Florida, at least, with title companies and lenders. They're going virtual. Everyone's saying thank you, Lee. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Again, the training next week, I shared this earlier. There's only so much we can share in just an hour and a half. This is exactly why we created this 2-day training, where we have much more time to spend with you over 2 days to go deeper and answer these specific questions that you have. So I still see questions coming in, but we are out of time. I wish I can go longer. Lee has to catch a flight, I believe, and get out of here. So thank you, Lee, first of all, so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to jump on the call today and to answer some of the burning questions that clients in our community and those that are new to our community are asking. I hope that this has been helpful for you, valuable for you. I hope we give you some things to think about. some things that you can execute on right away today. Focus on revenue, reduce expenses, follow up. If you want to go deeper on this, if you want to see the exact plan that we talked about in Puerto Rico with some of the other high-level investors across the country, Tim Ross, Lee, many others that were there, what is the plans that we're putting together specifically for their businesses that they're going to be executing over the next coming weeks, months, years to come, to position themselves to capitalize on the opportunity that's presented to us right now. I encourage you to go to the website, all right, this website right here at the bottom, I completely moved it. Go.realadvisors.com. There's the phone number. We have reps standing by right now, late at night, 813-906-0909. 813-906-0909. You can go talk to someone right now, ask some more questions if you want. They're ready to take your information and get you enrolled in the program. Welcome, Sarah. I see you just enrolled as well. So go.realadvisors.com. I look forward to seeing you next week, working with you, and showing you what we got, showing you what we're doing, showing you how we're positioning ourselves to really take advantage of this situation, this opportunity that's here. Listen, your family is looking at you. Your family is wondering what is going on. People are concerned, and you need to get the right knowledge for your business and your family. They're dependent on you. And I have my family here dependent on me as well. My business partners, we're all honestly concerned. We're concerned, number one, for our health, and we're concerned about the people that work with us, our team members that are supporting our businesses. You know, I don't want to see any of them go, right? We've built relationships with them over time, and they depend on us as well, and we carry them on our backs, and then, of course, our business itself. So we don't want to see what other people are doing happen to us. Layoffs are happening everywhere, you name it. So I want to help you. I have recruited this team here and others that we're going to be adding as well to this training next week. I've made these outreaches and contacts to help all of you. So if you want that plan, if you want us to help you and show you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, go.realadvisors.com. And I'm getting information here that the phone is ringing off the hook. So if you don't get through for any reason, go straight to the website, go.realadvisors.com. Again, remember, there is a money back guarantee. If you don't like Lee's face for any reason, if you don't like the way he talks, if you don't like anything he said on day one, I love you, Lee. This is all love. I love you.
Actually goes for Dolmar and Steven, just make full disclosure. So not just me. If you do not like Dolmar's face particularly, you can get your money back. Steven's better looking than you, so mention your name specifically.
That's debatable. But anyway, you can go to go.realadvisors.com or call one of our reps. If the line is busy, just sign up online or just keep dialing. So looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much for taking time out to join us tonight. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope it was informative. And I hope you got some good value from it. From a guy that's done many, many deals and has gone through this already. Actually, two guys that have, and we came out on the other side. So just know this, hope is contagious. I know there's a lot of chaos in the world right now, but I want to encourage you to stay hopeful. This is a time for us to band together. This is a time for us to stick together. This is a time for us to work together. You know, I love seeing a lot of the humanity that's going on out there where people are supporting and helping one another. I want to give shout outs to the healthcare workers that are out there putting their own lives and their own family at risk, helping everyone out there that's going through this crazy time and uncertain times that we're going through right now. And as investors, again, this is why we're slashing prices so cheap to enroll you into programs that we've never had prices this low before, but we want to help as many people as possible and show you what we're doing right now to better support you. And there'll be other ways where we can work together in the future as well, do deals together. So I'm excited. I just want to let you know that be hopeful. There is a lot of hope is contagious. And I want to encourage you to get enrolled in this program. Let us help you. I'm confident that we can help you. If you're having challenges with lenders or buyers, we buy nationwide. We have resources everywhere. So we will get through this together. This is a time for us to band together, work together, and support one another, support each other's businesses. If you have never heard of Real Advisors before, if you've never been a part of our family, talk to anyone that has been. They will tell you the sense of family, the sense of belonging, the sense of fellowship, community that they feel when they're part of our team. We have an abundance mindset. We hold nothing back. We are here to serve you. We're going to go deep on your business. We're going to make sure we answer every question that you have, and there's no stone left unturned. If you're just getting started in this business, you're brand new, that's okay. We will help give you a game plan to help move you forward. If you're an intermediary investor just trying to navigate these crazy waters and times that we're in right now, that's okay. We will help you. If you're an advanced investor but have difficulty with different resources, this lender backed out, this buyer backed out, you name it, we're there to help you. And if we don't have the answer, guess what? We are well connected with other resources and contacts as well that can help us. Just like myself, I have mentors, Lee has mentors. We're on the phone all the time with our mentors also. So we're usually just one call away from an answer. So we got a lot of people on the line still. We're about to wrap up right now. So I want to respect Lee's time and everyone else's time. You've hung out with us for just about 2 hours now. So we're about to end it, wrap it up. So go to go.realadvisors.com, get signed up, 813-906-0909, and get enrolled. Lee, any last words?
Yeah, full disclosure, part of my motivation is drinking this thing consistently for the last 2 hours. So that's been a challenge. But more importantly, what I wanted to say to you guys, you owe it to your partners, you owe it to your lenders, you owe it to your team, you owe it to those who look up to you, you owe it to your contractors if you hire contractors, you owe it to your other vendors, you owe it to your family, you owe it to those around you to press forward, not only to press forward, but press forward by example, by actually moving through this and continuing business as normal, but not only business as normal, but actually moving your business ahead. Those around you will notice that. They will band around you. In a time of despair, people are looking to people that have hope. And make sure that you not only just have hope like it's something that's out there, make sure that you have a strategic approach to how to navigate through today's market. That's what we're going to give you next Friday and Saturday. We're going to go deeper even than we went tonight. We were only able to really scratch the surface tonight. So all in next Friday, Saturday, give you all the tools you need. Really look forward to teaching you next Friday and Saturday. I'm excited about this. And this is something that we assembled quickly because we know we needed to bring it to the market quickly. So our team's been working extremely hard in the background, a lot of moving parts. And we're doing that so we can bring you quality training that will actually help you navigate through this when other people, like I said, literally are running for the hills. So look forward to seeing you next Friday. GoRealAdvisors.com. Or you can call the number 813-906-0909. I appreciate you being patient for 2 hours. I really appreciate you entrusting your time tonight and really look forward to seeing you next Friday and Saturday. So that being said, have an awesome night. Don't freak out and make sure that, focus on what you need to do immediately. So thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you again. I look forward to working with you next week. If you ask any questions, we'll try to hang on for a little bit and answer them on chat. But till then, I'll see you guys next week. Looking forward to working with you. Take care, guys. The more you can end it.